जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। जय जय श्री चैतन्य जय नित्यानंद। जय द्वैत चंद्र जय गौर भक्त वृंद। श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees, welcome to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita reading. We are reading from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 6, the liberation of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So in yesterday's session, we read that Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya served prasadam to Mahaprabhu and his devotees at his house, and then he himself took prasadam, taking permission from Mahaprabhu. And then he offered obeisances to Mahaprabhu, and he said Namo Narayanaya. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said Krishner Matirastu. With this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya understood that, oh, this is a Vaishnav sannyasi. He wanted to know more about his previous ashram, so he inquired from Gopinath Acharya, and from Gopinath Acharya he understood that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is related to Nilambar Chakravarti and Jagannath Mishra, whom he respected a lot, because Nilambar Chakravarti was a classmate of his father's, Maheshwar Visharada, and his father respected Jagannath Mishra, Purandar. So therefore, because of this connection, already he was attracted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because of his beautiful form and of his advanced stage of bhakti. And he was a sannyasi on top of that, and now also with connection from the same town. So then he humbly submitted to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that naturally you are so worshipable, and on top of that you are a sannyasi. Please accept me as your personal servant. Then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he said Vishnu Vishnu, or he thought, he meditated, like he said, or he thought Vishnu Vishnu. And then he said, no, you are the great Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, the well-wisher of the whole world. And you teach Vedanta philosophy, and in this way you are benefiting everyone. I am just, a child in front of you, right? I'm a balaka sannyasi, like a new sannyasi. I don't know right from wrong. Actually, the reason I came here is to learn from you. I'm surrendering to you. I'm taking shelter of your lotus feet. You please teach me, right? I respect you like a guru. And I was in a very, I would have been in a very dangerous situation today if you had not protected me. So after hearing this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately he said, from next time onwards, you should not go alone to Jagannath temple. Either you go with me or you go with my men, but don't go alone to Jagannath temple. Then Mahaprabhu said, go alone. I won't even go inside Jagannath temple. I won't go close to Jagannath. I will stand behind next to the Garuda Stamba. I won't even go inside. I will take darshan of Jagannath from Garuda Stamba. Then Gopinath, Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya sent Gopinath Acharya. He actually officially appointed. He said, please take this Gosai, sannyasi. He also asked his name. Well, that comes later on. So he said, please take him to Jagannath temple for darshan. So Gopinath Acharya took him. And then uh, afterwards, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said that his Masi, right, his mother's sister's uh, maternal aunt's house was vacant, and it was in a solitary place, quiet place. That would be an appropriate residence for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You please take him there and make whatever arrangements that are required for his stay. So Gopinath Acharya took Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he, made the arrangements. He told him where to collect water, where the water tub was, where the water pot was, so on and so forth. And then the next day morning, early next day morning, Gopinath Acharya went to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's house to bring him to Jagannath temple for the early morning darshan when Jagannath rises from bed. So there's a darshan at that time. So he came and he took Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with him. And after that, from there, he brought Mukunda Dutt. So the devotees also must have come with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to take darshan because Mahaprabhu was with his associates, right? So from there, from the temple, after taking darshan, Gopinath Acharya brought Mukunda Datta with him to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, seeing Mukunda Datta, he had some questions to ask. He was curious. So he said to Mukunda Datta that I feel so much affection for uh, this sannyasi. For one thing, he's so humble and so gentle. His nature he's so humble. And the other thing is, he's so beautiful, so handsome, so attractive. At every moment, I feel in my heart so much affection for him. Then he said, what is his name? So his name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya. Oh, that's a very nice name. And he took sannyas from which sampradaya? From Bharati Sampradaya. Oh, Bharati Sampradaya. The name is very nice. Chaitanya, that's a very nice name. But Bharati Sampradaya is not, it's the second class Sampradaya. First class Sampradaya is Saraswat Sampradaya. When he said that, his intention of saying this was because I feel so much affection for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, I can arrange for him to accept sannyas from a higher sampradaya, from Saraswat Mat instead of from Bharati Mat. Bharati is not a very high class. Saraswat is a high class, like Saraswati. So as soon as Gopinath Acharya heard this, immediately he said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu doesn't care for, a higher or, for a higher sampradaya. He actually doesn't need the advantage of belonging to a superior sampradaya. He doesn't need this. He doesn't care for these things. So in that context, we read in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained, there are in Shankaracharya's, Sripad Shankaracharya's school, there are 10 types. A sannyasi has a title, last name, title. So there is Saraswati, then there is Bharati, there is Puri, and then there is Aranya, Giri, I think Vana, like this. I can even just go back and look there. And then also there are 4 names for brahmacharis. Brahmachari titles tell us also the title of a sannyasi or a brahmachari actually tells you about their particular status, right? And their particular mood also. For example, somebody who likes to live in the forest, who lives in the forest, right? So his last name would be like Aranya or something like that, right? So brahmacharis also, there is Chaitanya, like that. Let's quickly go over the names. I'm not able to recollect all the names now. We read yesterday. Um, yes, he's very meek and humble, and he's very beautiful, right? So I feel my affection for him is increasing. From which sampradaya has he accepted sannyas? The Lord's name is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, and his sannyas is from uh, Keshav Bharati. Sri Krishna is a very good name, but he belongs to Bharati Sampradaya, therefore he is a second class sannyasi. Gopinath Acharya replied, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not rely on external formality. There is no need for him to accept the sannyas order from a superior sampradaya. So now, uh, what are the 10 names of you know 10 in number? What are they? Okay, Shankaracharya introduced names of his sannyas disciples, and there are 10 in number. Out of these names, Tirtha, Ashrama, and Saraswati are considered topmost. Okay, Tirtha, Ashrama, and Saraswati considered to be topmost. Bharati is second class, Puri is third class. So out of 10, these are the 5. Tirtha, Ashram, and Saraswati are topmost. Bharati is second, and Puri is third class. Then what are the other remaining 5 names? Then you have Tirtha, right? So Tirtha means a sannyasi who has very nicely understood Tattvam Asi. Tattvam Asi means you and the Brahman, you're one, right? So that means he's quite advanced actually, right? Because Tvam, Tat, when you say Jnana, those who are in the Jnana Marga, so the Advaita school or the Brahmavadis, they follow the Jnana Marga. So in Jnana Marga, what is Jnana? Jnana means Tat Padartha Jnana, Tvam Padartha Jnana, and Aikya Jnana. So Tvam Padartha Jnana means to realize that I am not this body, I am a soul. So that also takes a certain level of advancement, isn't it? A lot of advancement actually. By performing Nishkam Karma Yoga, one comes to the realization, they come to the mode of goodness, and then they realize I am not this body, I am soul. So that is called Tvam Padartha Jnana. And the next stage of advancement would be after they realize this, now they very scrutinizingly study the Upanishads, and they hear and they argue, they debate, and in this way they come to a conclusion about Brahman, that the absolute truth in the ultimate issue is Brahman, and Brahman means he is Nirvishesh, Nirvishesh, Nirvikar, Chinmatra, Satta. That means he is the absolute truth without any attributes, no form, no energies, nothing, just his existence. So they come to this conclusion. They realize this is called Tat Padartha Jnana, realizing that the absolute truth is Brahman. How? By scrutinizingly studying the Upanishads. And then finally, what is called Brahman realization is after this, after scrutinizingly studying the Upanishads, now they actually continue their sadhana, there's further sadhana. In that sadhana, they meditate, right, on Brahman, which on who that they understood, by scrutinizingly studying the Upanishads, whatever they understood, the knowledge that they got, the realization that they got about Brahman. Now they sit in they practice like Ashtanga Yoga, they meditate on that Brahman. Finally, they come to Samadhi. In Samadhi, now they're actually seeing that they don't see two separate things. They don't see themselves and Brahman. They see only one. I am that Brahman. This is called Aikya Jnana. So Jnana means these three. Tvam Padartha Jnana, I'm not this body, I'm a soul. Tad Padartha Jnana, absolute truth is Brahman, and Brahman is without any attributes, without any features. And myself and that Brahman is one, that is Aikya Jnana. When one gets this Aikya Jnana, then the next thing is he's in Jivan Mukta stage, and now he can actually merge into Brahman. That's called the ultimate liberation. He'll actually go and merge into Brahman. So this is the path that Jnanis follow. This is the path that Jnanis follow. So here now if you see the levels of advancement, right? So here you are seeing the name of the sannyasi. Saraswati it is, Tirtha, right? Tirtha. So what does Tirtha mean? What is his realization? A sannyasi who has very nicely understood Tattvam Asi. You are that. That means he got Aikya Jnana. He is in the very advanced stage of Jnana. Not just Tvam Padartha Jnana, not just Tat Padartha Jnana, Tattvam Asi. You are that. He has very nicely understood this slogan. Whether he has realized or not, I don't know, but he has understood this slogan very nicely. So he's an advanced stage. That is why it is said, this Tirtha, when a sannyasi's name is Tirtha, you should understand that he's a first class sannyasi. Okay? And then he takes his bath in, Triveni, where Ganga, Yamuna, Saraswati is confluence. So that is Tirtha. So in this way, every name of the sannyasi tells us about the position of that sannyasi, another sannyasi, let's say. Now, a person who is very eager to take sannyas, he is detached from worldly activities. Now, what level is this? He is detached from worldly activities. That means he got Antakarna Shuddhi, right? He has done Nishkam Karma Yoga and is very eager to take sannyas. He has no desire for any material facilities. That means he is in which level? Tvam Padartha Jnana. I am not this body, I am a spirit soul, isn't it? So, who is thus saved from the repeated birth and death? He is known as Ashrama. Okay? So, Ashrama, you see how this is lesser than Tirtha? Because Tirtha is actually convinced that I am that Brahman. Here, he has given up all his material attachments, he is detached, he is eager to take sannyas. That means he's realized that I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. But not necessarily he has realized Brahman or that I am that Brahman. Like that. So if you heard this name, title Ashrama, behind a sannyasi's name, you would understand, his level. Then there is a sannyasi who lives in a beautiful solitary place in the forest, free from all material desires. He's called Vana. Why Vana? Because he's living in the forest. He's called Vana. And he has no material desires. Also, this is not like the topmost, right? Then a sannyasi who always lives in forest and renounces all connection with the world. For what? To be elevated to heavenly planets. So you see, you're a sannyasi, but you can take sannyas and you can have a desire to go to heaven, right? You're using this. Varnashram dharma is what? Varnashram dharma is karma. It is karma. Where four types of varna, there are duties for four types of ashramas, four types of varnas, and by doing those duties, your desires will be fulfilled. So someone who wants to go to heaven, normally when we see, vanaprasthas and sannyasis, generally we see that they go to higher planets. They don't want to go to Swarga. They go to like Janaloka, Tapaloka, like that, Maharloka. like that we read, because they are the places of the yogis and tapasvis, like that. Because sannyasis and vanaprasthas means they do severe austerities, but apparently there are also sannyasis who desire to go to heavenly planets. I was listening to, I forget where I was listening to this, I forget, but one devotee was saying, uh, I think, yeah, I cannot quote exactly, but you know, one devotee, he was a brahmachari. He was a brahmachari. I think in Russia. Yeah, I think maybe it was a class in Mayapur. Yeah. So, that devotee was saying that in Russia it's very difficult for brahmacharis to maintain their brahmacharya, because the lady devotees population is more, and they want to get married, and they want to get married to nice brahmacharis. So sooner or later brahmacharis end up getting married. So, but there was this one brahmachari, he was there for years and years and he didn't get married. And then it's like a rare thing. So they asked him, why you're not, there are so many nice Matajis around, you can get married, why you're not marrying? And he said, what is there in these Matajis? You know, I don't like any of them. I want to go to Swarga, and there I will do nice. I chant Hare Krishna nicely, and then I'll go to Swarga and I'll marry the Apsaras or the beautiful ladies there. So it's possible that somebody is in the renounced order of life, but he's thinking there's nothing attractive here. I'll go to higher regions by my sannyas, and there I will enjoy. So that is also possible, apparently. So uh, here we see a sannyasi who lives in the forest and renounces all connection with the world in order to be elevated to heavenly planets, where he can enjoy in the Nandana Kanana, the gardens, right, of the demigods. So such a sannyasi is called Aranya. Like this, we saw different names, okay? So Vana, Aranya, Giri, somebody who lives, a sannyasi who lives in the mountains, and Parvata is another sannyasi who lives in mountains. But there is some difference, right? It's not exactly the same. There are qualities for each, like this we saw. And then there is Bharati, right? There's Veena, somebody, a sannyasi who's um, uh, Veena, musical instrument called Veena. So the sannyasi who plays Saraswati is a sannyasi who plays musical instrument called Veena, like that. And then we said the third class last is Puri. Okay. And then we also saw the brahmacharis, different types of brahmacharis. There is Swarupa brahmachari, right? Prakasha brahmachari, and then uh, Ananda brahmachari, and last is Chaitanya. These are the four types of brahmachari: Swarup brahmachari, Prakash brahmachari, Anand brahmachari, and Chaitanya. So we read this yesterday. Priyanka Haripriya Mataji.
Mataji, we have the statement Aham Brahmasmi. So where does it come in the Gyan? Or it doesn't? Or it's same as the Aikya Gyan?
Aikya Gyan, yeah. But it
Okay.
depends on whether you have actually realized it or you're just quoting it.
Okay. And other other thing is how devotees or Vaishnavas sees this Aham Brahmasmi statement. What do they interpret from this Aham Brahmasmi?
Aham Brahmasmi. Okay, that means in Vaishnava way, what would it mean? Is that your question?
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, Aham Brahmasmi, actually it's not Aikya Gyan, sorry. Aham Brahmasmi is Tvam Padartha Gyan. It's not Aikya Gyan. Tvam Padartha Gyan, I'm Brahma. I'm not matter. I'm not Jada. Right? Aham Brahmasmi means I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. So for Vaishnavas, yes, we are not this body, we are a spirit soul. But for us, it's even higher than that. Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nitya Das. Not only are we not this body but a spirit soul, but the spirit soul is eternally a servant of Krishna.
So here, Brahma, Aham Brahm, so Brahm is taken as a spirit soul, not as the supreme soul, not as the Par Brahma, right?
Brahman means yeah, spirit, like Chit Padartha. Chit Padartha is called Brahman. So there is Jada and Chit, right? So Chit Padartha means conscious being. Jada means
Hmm.
matter.
Matter.
So Brahma means that which is conscious, because that's the only attribute of Brahman. It's existing, it's conscious existing. It's called Brahman. The attribute is Chin Matra Satta. Chin Matra means only attribute is it is Chit. That means it is conscious. Satta, it's existing eternally. That's all. That means it is existing eternally. It's a conscious being. It's not, and there's no other attributes. Chinmatra Satta. That's Brahma. So the spirit soul is also Chinmatra Satta. It also is a conscious being. It is Chit Padartha. So when you say Aham Brahmasmi, I am conscious being, Chit. I am not this body. I am not Jada. I am Brahma. Like that.
Okay. And the Gyanis, they also interpreted it in the same way. For them
That is
also, it's the
Tvam.
same.
Tvam. Initial level first. After you do Nishkam Karma Yoga, when you get Antahkarna Shuddhi, then your first the knowledge, the first Gyan. So they have different levels of Jnana,
Hmm.
3 levels. So first level is Aham Brahma. I'm not this body. I'm a spirit soul.
Okay. Okay. And then what is that saying that I am that? So
Tattvamasi.
Tattvamasi. Okay. Okay. That he and I am the same.
I and he are the same. We are one.
Okay.
Aikya
Okay.
Gyan. That knowledge is called
Okay.
Aikya Gyan.
Okay, Mataji. Yes. Thank you.
Sure. There's more discussion here, but we won't go into details now because there is Mayavadi and Brahmavadi. So why the Mayavadis, they don't go, they don't make any advancement. They go to hell actually. But that's another discussion, another time. Let's read some Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. So where were we? Bhattacharya asked, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya asked, no, he asked, and Gopinath Acharya said, Mahaprabhu doesn't care for this external titles, right? He is not in need of a higher, he doesn't need to take sannyas from a higher sampradaya. Bhattacharya kohe ihara praudha yavana ke mate sannyasa dharma hoibe rakshana. So now Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is saying, ihara praudha yavana, right? He's in his prime of youth. He's so young. That means, when you say young, first of all, he's very attractive. And also, you'll have so many desires when you're young, right? He's in prouda yavana. He's just mature. Mature means he's in the prime of his youth. Kemate sannyasa dharma hoibe rakshana. How is he going to protect his sannyas dharma? He will have his desires, but he's so handsome and attractive, all ladies will get attracted to him. How is going to protect his sannyas dharma? Now, Gopinath Acharya said he doesn't need all this. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is saying, how is he going to protect his sannyas dharma? The Bhattacharya inquired, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in his full-fledged youthful life. How can he keep the principles of sannyas? Okay. Nirantara ihake Vedanta shunaibo Vairagya Advaita Marge Pravesha Koraibo. Nirantara, constantly I will make him hear Vedanta. That's the only way you can save yourself from material attraction. What is this? Is the Jnani's practice, right? What do they do? Their sadhana is to hear Vedanta again and again. What do they hear in Vedanta? You're not this body, right? And whatever you're seeing, this world is false. Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. This world is false, right? And so when you say this world is false, whether there is happiness or distress, whether somebody is blaming you, insulting you, or somebody is showing affection, under all circumstances, mechanically, by this knowledge, right, conviction that they get from Upanishads, they make their hearts stone like, right, very hard, impervious to any emotions or feelings. This is their sadhana, this is their practice, not being affected by. So, for that, again and again, they have to hear the Vedanta. You're not this body. And based on that knowledge, now they put their body through severe austerities, right? Because now in the winter, they'll take bath with ice cold water. Why? I'm not this body. Whatever I'm feeling, it's not real. So to get that, and then in summer, hot summer, they surround themselves with fire. They put their body through uh, all these pains just to realize that I'm not this body. So you hear from Vedanta again and again, you're not this body, and then practically you practice that. And in this way, they make their hearts very hard. So that's why he's very young now, he's in the prime of his youth. His mind will go here and there because there will be so many desires. When you are a young person, right, a teenager, or he's 24, but he's in the prime of youth. But if he hears Vedanta again and again, that's the only way he will be able to control his mind, and he will be able to maintain his vows of sannyas. That's the point. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is saying, Nirantara Ihake Vedanta Sunaibo. I'll make him hear Vedanta. Remember, Mahaprabhu said, I am taking shelter of you like my Guru. Please teach me. Right? So immediately Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also looks like he took that position. I will make him hear Vedanta constantly. Vairagya Advaita Marge Pravesha Karaibo. And then Advaita. Advaita means what? Dvaita means dual. There is the Lord and there is myself. That's duality now. You see, and not just the Lord and myself, everything. This world is called the world of duality. There is day and night, right? There is happiness and distress. There is satiation and hunger. Everything has opposites. Father and son, husband and wife, right? Uh, Friend and enemy. Everything will have opposites. That is this world. This is the world of duality. Advaita means where there is no duality, there is only one. There's no two. Not even Lord and servant also no. There's only one. Everything is just one. That is the Advaita. So, by making him hear this Vedanta again and again, Vairagya, so he will get detachment from this world, and Advaita Marga Pravesha Koraibo, he will enter the path of Advaita, or he will enter the realm of Advaita. He will transcend this world of duality, and he will enter into the path of, or into the realm of Advaita. How? By hearing Vedanta again and again. So I am going to make him hear Vedanta again and again, and I will make him enter the realm of uh, Advaita. That is what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is saying. Translation. I shall continually recite Vedanta philosophy before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu so that he may remain fixed in his renunciation and thus enter upon the path of monism. Purport. According to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, among sannyasis, the cultivation of Vedanta philosophy helps in becoming detached from sense gratification. Thus, a sannyasi can protect the prestige of wearing a loin cloth kopin. One has to practice sense control as well as mind control and subdue the six forces of Vacho Vegam, Manasa, Krodha Vegam, Jihva Vegam, Udaropastha Vegam, right? So one should be able to control, subdue the six forces of speech, mind, anger, tongue, belly, and genitals. Then one can become expert in understanding the devotional service of the Lord and thus become a perfect sannyasi. For that purpose, one must cultivate knowledge and renunciation regularly, right? To be able to control all this, you must have knowledge. Do devotees need knowledge or not? Do we need knowledge, or this is only for the Gyanis? Knowledge and renunciation? Actually, you will need. But when you perform pure devotional service, Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Chayad Ahaitukam. If you are doing pure devotional service, you don't have to separately cultivate jnana. And there, what is jnana? Generally, jnana means, as we discussed, tat padartha jnana, tvam padartha jnana, aikya jnana. Do you need to cultivate this? I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. Do you need that in order to enter into bhakti? No, you don't need it. But sometimes, devotees, those who are entering into devotional service, they may use it. They may use it as an end, at the door, like the entry door level. They may use it, but it is not essential that everyone has to have this knowledge. But what is essential to do bhakti? You need to have shraddha. You need to have full shraddha, dridha shraddha. Then, even if you don't have this knowledge, by that bhakti, you'll get knowledge and renunciation as side products. That's what that verse is saying. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojitaha Janayati. That bhakti will produce Ashu very quickly. Jnanam Chayad Ahaitukam. So both will come. Knowledge. But otherwise, if you want to be a sannyasi, you must have regularly, you should be cultivating knowledge and renunciation. That's when you'll be able to maintain your vows of sannyas. Now, if you are not a pure devotee already, do you need knowledge or not? But it's not this knowledge. We also have bhakti jnana. Bhakti jnana means the knowledge of bhakti shastras like Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam. The beauty of this is it is actually bhakti. It's not just jnana. It's not tat padartha, tvam padartha, aikya jnana. Hearing Bhagavad Gita is in and itself a bhakti anga, shravanam. And speaking is kirtanam. It is directly bhakti. But it also builds your shraddha. Your shraddha becomes stronger and stronger the more you hear bhakti jnana, knowledge, bhakti knowledge, when you hear. And when your shraddha becomes really strong, then you become eligible to do pure devotional service. And once you are doing pure devotional service, all knowledge will come to you, right? And detachment, it is coming. By the power of that bhakti, you're getting everything. Okay? So do we need knowledge or not? Yes, we do. What type of knowledge do we need? We need bhakti knowledge from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. By hearing this, we will become strong in our shraddha towards the Lord, towards bhakti, right? What is the conclusion of Shastra? Conclusion of Shastra is Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and we are his parts and parcels, and our only duty is to render devotional service to him. Save and accept this, we have no other duty. This is the conclusion of Shastra. One who is completely convinced in this conclusion, he has Dridha Shraddha. And when he gets this type of conclusion, he won't care for anything else. 24 hours, he wants to do only direct devotional service. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So for Jnanis, it's a requirement that Jnana and renunciation they have to cultivate. And even for sannyasis, it is said here, because we were discussing about the sannyasis. These are sannyasis from Shankaracharya's school, right? So they need jnana and knowledge. But generally, to be in the renounced order of life, you must regularly be, you should be regularly nourishing yourself, right? With knowledge and renunciation regularly, so that you can maintain your sannyas order perfectly. When one is attached to material sense gratification, he cannot protect his sannyas order. So this knowledge will help you be detached because it will remind you again and again. So that's why you can maintain your sannyas order. But if you're not hearing from Shastra, naturally anyone in this material world, it's a natural tendency to be getting attracted to sense gratification, right? But when you hear from Shastra, then you can be reminded again and again, right? But if you are attached to material sense gratification, you won't be able to protect sannyas order. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, therefore, he suggested that by the study of Vairagya, renunciation, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu might be saved from the clutches of full-fledged youthful desires. So you understood Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's program is saying that uh, I will make him hear Vedanta. By this, he will become detached so that his beauty and his youth will not be an obstacle in his sannyas ashram. Otherwise, it's very difficult. He's so beautiful, he won't be able to maintain sannyas. And he's so young, it won't be possible. But I will make him hear Vedanta again and again. Okay? So I think we can stop there today. We did a lot of discussion, so we couldn't cover many verses, but we will continue tomorrow. Thank you all so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.